Hi guys, I've not really been in great straits this weekend. I've kind of been a little bit ill, and basically I've been ill, I've been in pain, and also I've not really had great sleep, so not the greatest combination, but I will be back to doing videos. It's not gonna be, you know, that far apart, I guess. I will finish the word on Nehemiah, and well, I was gonna do that now. I was gonna do it now, so I might as well do it now. It just gets it out the way then, and I know it is my duty to do it anyway, as the Lord told me to do it. But yeah, I've just not been myself, so apologies for that. Social injustice. There was a widespread outcry from the people and their wives against their Jewish countrymen. Some were saying, "We, our sons and our daughters are numerous. Let us get grain so that we can eat and live." Others were saying, "We are mortgaging our fields, vineyards, and homes to get grain during famine." Uh, and something that the Lord wanted me to mention there as well was, well, with eat and live, the Lord said something about ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So there you go. Still others were saying, "We have borrowed money to pay the king's tax on our fields and vineyards." And of course, in this aspect, the fields and vineyards they are on about are fields and vineyards. But fields and vineyards could also be, metaphorically speaking, the inside of a person, like a soul, or your vineyard, so to speak, as Jesus used to kind of talk about, and many do speak about in the Bible. We and our children are just like our countrymen and their children. Yet we are subjecting, not suspecting. Suspecting our sons and daughters the same. Maybe the Lord was trying to expose something there. Subjecting our sons and daughters to slavery. And it's quite crazy, because even in the modern world, there is still slavery. There are literally tales of people being basically human trafficked and taken from like the age of 6 to the age of 24, which is ridiculous. And there are some people that aren't even found, so just goes to show. Some of our daughters are already enslaved, but we are powerless, because our fields and vineyards belong to others. And this could be a situation where a soul might not be yours. Either you're in an abusive relationship, or maybe you have a controlling parent or family member, or a controlling friend. I became extremely angry when I heard their outcry and these complaints. So, of course, cry to God. After seriously considering the matter, I accused the nobles and officials, saying to them, "Each of you is charging his countrymen interest." So I called a large assembly against them and said, "We have done our best to buy back our Jewish countrymen, who were sold to foreigners." So the Lord is saying something about the general population and the general state of the UK today, because our land has been sold to foreigners. And, I'm not one to judge people. I'm an immigrant myself. So, I'm actually, I think it's like a second or third generation immigrant. But I feel quite a way about these people who are just coming on over in boats and are just causing crime and hurting people. It's not a good thing. It never has been a good thing. It never will be a good thing. And I feel strongly that people like that shouldn't be allowed in our country, and there should be certain bans against it, because they're only coming here to do crime and really time where they shouldn't have, the opportunity to do such things. But there you go. Where was it? Where was I? You have to buy them back. They remained silent and could not say a word. Now this is the Labour Party. Then I said, "What you are doing isn't right. Shouldn't you walk in fear of our God and not invite the reproach of our foreign enemies? Even I, as well as my brothers and servants, have been leading them money and grain. Please, let's stop charging this interest." And the money and grain bit can also be seen as the thousands of Muslims and immigrants who are just living in hotels, living quite lavish lives, and having free money, free food, and a lot of British people and a lot of people born here are struggling. And the Lord wants an end to that. The Lord wants an end to that. The Lord is against our struggle. Please, let's stop charging this interest. Return their fields, vineyards, olive groves, and houses to them immediately, along with the percentage of the money, grain, new wine, and fresh oil that you have been assessing them. They responded, "We will return these things and require nothing more from them. We will do as you say." If only the Labour Party would do that. So I summoned the priests and made every one take an oath to do this. I also shook the folds of my robe and said, "May God likewise shake from his house and property everyone who doesn't keep this promise. May he be shaken out and have nothing." The whole assembly said, "Amen," and they praised the Lord. Then the people did as they had promised. Good and bad governors. Furthermore, from the day King Artaxerxes appointed me to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year until his 32nd year. 12 years I and my associates never ate from the food allotted to the governor. The governors who preceded me had heavily burdened the people, as they have in the UK, taking from them food and wine, as well as a pound of silver, which is very true in the UK. I mean, the Welsh Senate is one case. They're literally keeping £300 of their budget just to get wine in, which isn't very good. So there you go. But yeah, they keep their own pounds of silver. They do. The Royal Mint. And their own food. I'm sure there's a lot of things that rich people get that we can't get. Including Freddos. Just little jabs there, just little jabs. Their subordinates also oppress the people. But because of the fear of God, I didn't do this. Instead, I devoted myself to the construction of this wall, and all subordinates were gathered there for the work. We didn't buy any land. There were 150 Jews and officials, as well as guests from the surrounding nations at my table. Each day, 1 ox, 6 choice sheep, and some foal, were prepared for me. An abundance of all kinds of wine was provided every 10 days. And I think there is no mistakes with God. I think sometimes God allows us to make mistakes so that we can, well, kind of establish His glory. But I didn't demand the food allotted to the governor, because the burden on the people was so heavy, as it is in the UK. Remember me favorably, my God, for all that I have done is for the people. Attempts to discourage the builders. When Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies heard that I had rebuilt the wall, and that no gap was left in it, though at the time I had not installed the doors in the city gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent me a message. Come, let's meet together in the valley of the Uno Valley. They were planning to harm me, and I was going to say they were planning to kill him. But there you go. So I sent messages to them saying, I am doing important work and cannot come down. Why should the work cease while I leave and go down to you? Fools doing fool's work. There you go. And no, I don't mean the man is a fool. I mean that the people who are instructing him to come and meet them and try to kill him, they are the fools. That's what I mean. Fools doing fool's work. That's what I mean. 4 times they sent me the same proposal, and I gave them the same reply. And I've been mean to my enemies. Sanballat sent this same message a 5th time by his aide. Well, there you go. Who had an open letter in his hand. It was written, it is reported among the nation, and Geshem agrees that you and the Jews plan to rebel. It's hardly rebelling, building a wall. The thing is, people have different ideas of what a rebellion kind of is, don't they? To the point where some people's ideas of a rebellion is just very stupid. And you think, were you born this dumb? Jesus. This is the reason you're building the wall. According to these reports. Well, no, it's not building the reports. Building the wall for that. The wall is being built for God, as it is stated. According to these reports, you are to become their king, and have even set up the prophets in Jerusalem to proclaim on your behalf, there is a king in Judah. These rumors will be heard by the king, so let's confer together. So, they were basically trying to lie to him. Well, not lying to him, so to speak. It wasn't lying. They were telling the truth. But what were the real chances that, so to speak, the king would hear of this new kingdom and be so profoundly upset and ridiculously annoyed by it? I really doubt that a king who is living a lavish life and enjoying the fruits of his wealth is really going to sit and give a crap about that. But, you know, I don't think a king is that petty, surely. Surely he's not. Then I replied to him, there's nothing to these rumors you are spreading, which is obvious. You are inventing them in your own mind, which is true. For they were all trying to intimidate us, saying they will drop their hands from the work and it will never be finished. And this is what I feel like in this country, many immigrants are trying to do to us, spreading like ridiculous rumors from their own mind, and then saying, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like the whole Easter eggs thing. Why don't we have Easter eggs anymore? But now, my God, strengthen my hands. Attempts to intimidate Nehemiah. I went to the house of Shemaiah. Sorry, I'm never good with these Bible names. Not always great with them. Son of Delilah, son of Mehetabel. Mehetabel, that's a weird name. Bless him. Who was restricted to his house. He said, let's meet at the house of God, inside the temple. Let's shut the temple doors, because they're coming to kill you. They're coming to kill you tonight, as they would, as many fools and idiots would do. How can someone like me enter the temple and live? I will not go. So he is worried about his own deeds, his own sins. I realized that God had not sent him. Because of the prophecy he spoke against me, Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Ah, so they had hired him. So they were going to kill him even in the church. And that would be against God's will in many ways. He was hired so that I would be intimidated, do as he suggested, sin, and get a bad reputation in order so they could discredit me. But no. My God, remember Tobiah and Sanballat for what they have done, and also the prophetess Nadiah and the other prophets who wanted to intimidate me. The war completed. The war was completed 52 days on the 25th day of the month Elul. Okay then, I think that is it really. And anyway, God bless you all. The war was completed, the war was done. So this is clearly a message telling us to buck up our ideas before our own country, before our own system is destroyed. So maybe we should buck up our ideas, even though Labour, who are in charge, probably won't. All the best.